and welcome to Burning Waters of the Moon Tarot. My name is Desiree and this video is a reading for the energy of Leo. So for this series I am using True Black Tarot by Arthur Wang. This is Lux Umbra Tarot by Mystic, and here is an oracle deck called Earth, Moon, and Shadow by Serafina Mesa. And we'll draw an oracle card at the end of the reading to close everything out. So I do have flip throughs of all of these decks, and if you are interested, the links are posted in the description box. And as I said, this is a reading for the energy of Leo. So you may or may not have a planet in the sign of Leo, but you most certainly have a house in the sign of Leo. I do have links at the very bottom of the description box in which you can pull up your birth chart. There's a sidereal birth chart, and there is a link for the traditional tropical birth chart. And then you can see, just put in your birth date, and you can see where your Leo placements are, what house Leo is in. And because of this house system, I feel like we all have this energy within us. We can always call on this energy, and it might be easier for some to bring out this energy, but it is there, and we can use it should we need it, and we can use it when we need it. Okay. Oh, look, that just popped out. So we've got 3 of coins and 5 of swords. All right, so we just need one more card for you, Leo. Let's see. And we have Major Arcana Chariot. Okay, so 3 of coins, this is earth, and 5 of swords, which is air. So it's looking like you're moving away from sort of like a disagreement, some kind of situation in your mind that you were unable to produce. It's looking like you may have done some shadow work. That's the initial feeling that I'm getting here. And the Chariot, Major Arcana, is a card, an energy of harnessing 2 opposing energies and getting them to work together in a synergistic manner. Okay, and with these 2 being in reverse and the Chariot being upright, I feel like you've overcome some of these issues here, and you have really done some work, and you're moving forward, and you're harnessing some energies that in the beginning may have been working against you, but you have somehow transmuted those energies that were working against you and got them to work for you. So let's dive a little bit deeper into that using the Lux Umbra Tarot. Okay, I'm going to do one more shuffle, and then I'm going to pull out 9 cards, and that's going to better explain like what is going on. Okay, let's see. Leo. So we've got another 5 of swords in reverse, air. Then we've got the 8 of cups in reverse, water. Then this deck is in French, so valet de épée, excuse my French. This is page of swords, air energy, earth of air. We have the world in reverse, Major Arcana. We have the Ace of Swords in reverse. Ooh, I love this card. We have Moon in reverse, Major Arcana. Another Major Arcana, Judgment. Another Major Arcana, Hanged Man, Le Pendu. And another Major Arcana, La Bachelor. And this is the Magician. All right, well, let me flip your view here. See if there's anything I want to show you. I do like this Judgment card. Check that out. So this is reminiscent of Mayat, the heart, the feather, the book of knowledge. I don't believe that was in reverse, right? And I like that card. I just want to show you. And of course, your moon card is in reverse, but I'm going to show you upright. Look how pretty that is. I mean, that's just gorgeous. What a beautiful representation of the moon. Okay, so let's flip this. If you are interested in seeing these cards, like I said, I did flip throughs. I love the artwork of pretty much all of the decks that I have, and so I love to share it. Okay, so this is good. Just making sure you guys can see everything. So this bottom row is nothing but major arcana, and we've got 6 major arcana in here out of 12 cards. So there is a major message here for you, Leo. So I do see that there has been some situations here. I feel like you have been having a hard time bringing things into this physical world. You might be having a hard time making ends meet. Though this is not the 5 of coins, I don't really see that you're in a position of strife. But, and this is with a lot of people that I know personally, myself included. It just seems like the dollar is not stretching as far as it used to be. And so with that comes some feelings of maybe that you're not good enough. And so I see some self-talk here of perhaps, you know, that you're not doing the things that you need to be doing, or that you're not good enough. We do have the Judgment card down here, and this card is a card of taking stock. Some read it as a rebirth, and it does sometimes have the potential, but when I see this card, I think of it more as a preemptive card. I feel like it is more of taking a look at everything that you're doing, the way that your life is headed. Are you hitting the goals that you have set for yourself, your short-term goals, your long-term goals? Do you have those goals set? If you don't, it's definitely time to set those using that star energy. But using the energy of the Judgment is a time to look at that and know, or really be honest with yourself. If you don't have these goals set, then it's going to be hard for you to see where you're going. And so that would be the first step. But if you do have goals set, it is time for you to see if you're at least hitting the milestones, if you're making the decisions in the present to move forward with these, if you're moving in the right direction. Okay, so it's like I call it the taking stock, and really understanding where you're at and knowing where your trajectory is. And we have the Chariot here, which is a very focused directional movement. And like I said, harnessing those two opposite energies and getting them to work with one another. So with this 5 of Swords here, that usually for me means maybe there's some ego involved, or there could be some sort of mental at odds. Like your mind is having a hard time being stable. It's not being made up. You're just kind of not able to choose a path for you. You don't have a strategy set out. And that's kind of what I'm feeling here with the World card being in reverse. You don't really know what your end game is here. Of course, you know, you probably have that idea of it's just to survive. I just need to, you know, make rent. However, that is okay for the short term, but you really need to have a long-term goal set. Do you have the plan? Well, what I'm seeing here is you need to put a plan in place for this situation that you find yourself in. And the situation that you're finding yourself in is you don't really have those ultimate goals set. You don't really see yourself in a situation where you're successful. You don't really have that plan. And so this I want to say valet, but it's a page. This Page of Swords is that person to really dive in and figure that out. Do the research that is needed. What is it that you need to be successful in the future so that you're not going to be in the situation that you're in now, and you're not going to be in the same situation 5 years from now? So that could be maybe learning a trade, going back to school, putting some goals or some time limits on yourself of perhaps you want to get a raise, get a promotion at a job, and what are those things that you need to do. So this Hanged Man is telling us that what you're doing now, you're needing to look at it in a different way, right? And I think there needs to be some more studying. There needs to be some more research as to how you're actually going to do it. Setting a goal and saying, okay, I want to be a lawyer is not the same as saying, okay, I need to get my undergrad first, and then I'm going to have to go to law school, and then it's going to cost me such and such money, and I can work this job and make this much money, and I'll take 2 or 3 classes a semester. That is a more detailed plan than just saying, I want to be a lawyer. And I'm feeling that is where this conflict is coming in, is that there isn't a set pathway for you to take so that you can start manifesting things in your life. Threes are all about bringing things, creation, bringing things here and nurturing things and giving it the love, attention, the nutrition that it needs so that it can grow. So with the Chariot, with this Ace of Swords, it's usually, this can be an indication of like an untruth, but I don't really, I'm getting, it's kind of a strange energy that's going on here. We have the Chariot, right? And the Chariot is all about harnessing, like I said, those two opposing energies and getting them to work. Then we have the Moon, which is about discovering the depths of ourselves, discovering those parts of ourselves that aren't really apparent. And then we have the Ace of Swords, which sometimes can mean an untruth, right? And then we also have another manifestation card, the Magician down here. So it's like these 3 cards here are saying that you have, like, there's some self-talk going on with you, or there is just some things that aren't really being dealt with in the way that they need to be dealt with. Like, I'm really getting sort of like an immature type way of dealing with something here. And what I mean by that is that, how when we're young, we think everything is so easy and it's going to come to us, and we aren't really willing to put forth the effort, the actual effort that it takes. We just kind of sit back and wait for it to come to us because and that's what we were used to our entire lives, from being born to being a young adult, is our parents just gave to us, and we needed clothes, bang, they were there. We needed our clothes washed, bang, our clothes were washed. We needed food, oh, look, dinner's on the table, and all of a sudden the dirty dishes are put up like magic, right? And we just never gave thought to those things that were being done behind the scenes and actually being done by others. And so that's the kind of energy that I'm getting here, is that you're not really understanding the full necessities. You're not really understanding the full, what is that word I'm looking for? The full commitment that is needed to really harness these energies and get to forward movement. So the good thing that I see is the Chariot is not upside down, it's upright. So I feel like there is an understanding that you are starting to come to, okay? I feel like you're really kind of waking up to the situation and starting to see it for what it really is. And so it's just a harsh awakening for you, but it's happening, and that's the thing that's important. It doesn't matter when it happens, and it doesn't matter if it happens in your 20s, late 40s. The only thing that is important is that it does happen, okay? And that's when we are able to start making changes and start moving forward. So because this Chariot is upright, I feel that it's starting to happen for you. And so it's the beginnings of things coming together. You're starting to realize what it takes to survive, basically, right? You're realizing what it takes to make this dream that you have, bring it into fruition. And what it takes is, it's going to take you really planning things out and looking at yourself, what you've been doing, and how are you doing those things to get you to that place that you want to be. And right now, I see that the things aren't really going the way that you have it planned out to be. There needs to be more done on your part. There needs to be more effort put in. There needs to be more research and understanding on how to do it, okay? And yeah, and so, like I said, I do see that happening, but we need to speed it up just a little bit, okay? So take the advice of this Judgment card and look at what you're doing, and look and compare it to where you want to be, right? If you see that you're moving too slowly towards these goals, you're not meeting milestones, then it's time to switch up the plan. It's time to, take a left instead of going right this time, okay? And that's what the Page of Swords is here to tell you, is to do a little bit more research, get a little bit more understanding, and get a detailed map on how you're going to get there, okay? So good read. I mean, I think this is very good for you, Leo. I think sometimes we just need to hear these things. Sometimes we know them, right? But sometimes we need someone to kind of point it out and to say it out loud, because that's what's needed. And I know it works like that with emotions, and it also works like that with plans. Some people don't like to say their plans out loud because they don't want to be copied. But it holds you accountable. I mean, talk to someone that you trust, a loved one, and say, hey, this is what I want to do. This is how I want to do it. And this is going to happen at this time because I'm going to do this, and that. And keeping your word is a way of being held accountable, right? And that's another way that this card can express itself, is through communication. Express what's going on in your mind. Express your roadmap. Okay. All right, that is my last shuffle. Okay, Leo, let's see what the Earth, Moon, and Shadow deck has for you. So we've got hope, courage, and optimism. And this card is called Rising Sun. People are like stained glass windows. They sparkle and shine when the sun is out, but when the darkness sets in, their true beauty is revealed only if there is light from within. Wow, by Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. The world that surrounds us can often be dark, cruel, and heartless. Thanks to television and social media, we are fed a steady diet of videos and images that play out the hatred, racism, homophobia, and destruction of our beautiful Mother Earth on an endless loop. It is enough to darken any soul with the reason we, the liminal heirs We're sent to illuminate this world. In Eastern philosophies, the rising sun often represents illuminating possibilities, personal faith, and the ability to be fully present in life. To embody the rising sun, however, requires us to step out of the delusionary glow of the setting sun, depression, habits, suffering, and focus our gaze on the rising sun, hope, courage, and optimism. In other words, if we gaze into the vast darkness and see no hope in sight, it is because we are the hope. It is up to us to ignite the light needed to illuminate the world. When the rising sun appears in a reading, it encourages us to shine our light brightly. We must channel the magic of the rising sun and boldly make our own way. We have to initiate the ability to create our own opportunities and generate our own joy. No one is coming to save us. We must save ourselves and each other. For as the marked ones, our light is not only exceptional but contagious. When we have the courage to face our shadows without shame or anger, we move beyond the cycle of doubt and fear and are transformed into warriors of light and hope. And that is just amazing for this. And just like that card said, you know, the light from within is going to light up those stained glass windows, right? When there is no light from the outside. And so I think that is really the light that is keeping you going, and that's the light that is bringing forth this chariot that is keeping you from giving up. Okay? And just know that life doesn't happen to us, okay? We control the direction of our life. Now, we can't always control our circumstances. You know, our car's going to get broken into, our house is going to get broken into, a pipe is going to burst. There's always going to be something that we have to deal with. But we are the masters of our own life, and we create the environment that we live in. Okay? So it takes some planning to get us where we want to go, because it just doesn't magically happen anymore. Our parents can't make our life after the age of 18. It's time for us to make our own life, and so that's when we have to step in, start making these plans, making sure we're doing things in the present that are going to get us to that goal that we have set in the future. All right, Leo, that was kind of a tough message to hear. It's not always nice to hear that you're not doing all that you can do, but it is refreshing that you can always change it. It is refreshing that you can put forth a little bit more effort and that you're in control. All right, so thank you so much for watching. If you know anyone who can benefit from the message of this reading, please share this video so that we can help them out too. We can help shine a light in this dark place. All right, I'll see you next reading. Take care.